I love when I wash my hair and I just let it dry and I just look like a creepy janitor. I haven't vlogged in a while because I've been feeling like trash and I still feel really bad. I'm really, really tired. But I'm gonna at least start a new vlog. This will be, I'm currently working on 2 videos. So I'm gonna tell myself I'm not completely not doing anything, you know? Maybe that's a cope, I don't know. I need to do my skincare and potentially start getting ready for stream. I'm so fucking tired. I am so fucking tired. And I think it's because I went so long without my beta blocker for my tilt table test and got to restart it today. And now I'm like super afraid that I'm gonna be going through that medication adjustment period again, which last time it was fucking brutal. I'm freezing and I just keep kind of that was the word that came out of my mouth. I just keep trying to like tell myself that if I move a little more, I'll warm up, and it's just not working, and I don't know why. Circulation issues, a skill issue. What's the difference? Oh my God, I have to break down and put on a blanket. I can't do this. I have my, I don't know if I can get past my microphone. Don't know if you notice, I got a thing for it, so it's like out of the way. I got my boots on. I was kind of hoping that they would help, and they're not. I'm gonna have to break down and put on a blanket because my hoodie is it's got cheese or something. Oh well. I mean, at least I'm not wearing it knowing that it's disgusting. I just need to wash it. And I don't want to right now. Listen, I'm struggling from turning around and grabbing a blanket. I'm not walking up and down the stairs to go wash my hoodie that won't even be dry before straight. I can't find any hair ties, but that's okay. I gotta get my skincare and shit on. This is gonna be cold. Anyways, before I get into talking about what I want to talk about, I want to be very clear about something. The experience that I had with my tilt table test, don't let it scare you. Like, don't look at my experience and be like, well, I don't want to get one because Shay's was awful. A lot of people's are awful, but also there's a good chunk of people. I can't find my other thing of retinol. There's a good chunk of people too who also have like a very mild tilt table test. I just didn't get that lucky. I can't find my other retinol. Fuck it, I'm just gonna use this one. I really need to get one of those cosmetic scoopy things because I'm getting kind of low, and I need to get every drop out of this shit because it's so expensive. Oh, it's gonna be cold. Anyways, I slept like trash the night before. I don't even know if I slept at all. Honestly, it was one of those nights where like, I don't even know if I slept at all. Ooh, I found my other one. What was I gonna say? Oh, I didn't sleep very well. I actually slept like trash. Don't even know if I slept at all. Epps had to drive me. Like, it was a requirement. I get there, I get signed in. Guys, I did a little bit of research prior to this. Like, you know, seeing all these things of people being like, oh my God, it's horrible, looking at these charts, shit like that. I was ill prepared. I was still in all of my research ill prepared. Okay. First of all, I didn't fucking know. I thought everybody saying that it was rough, like everybody saying that it was like awful, was saying that it's awful because it's awful to stand with pots. It is. It sucks to stand with pots because your shit starts pulling in your arms and your leg and your hands and your legs, and your heart starts racing and you get dizzy and all this shit. So I thought that like having to be strapped to basically a comfortable board and stood up like this for 45 minutes was going to be the part that made it suck. No. Oh my God, I just cut the shit out of my finger. Anyways, in all of the like charts and everything that I looked at in preparation for this fucking tilt table test, I never noticed that you have to get an IV. And the thing about me, bitch, is I hate getting IVs. I hate getting them. I hate getting them. And I hate it when people look at me and they're like, oh my God, you have so many tattoos. Like, how do you have so many tattoos and you hate getting IVs? I hate it. I hate it. It sucks the whole fucking time. I'm not going to put any base makeup on. I don't feel like it. And my skin looks really good right now. And I don't feel like it other than this. I don't know what that is. What are you? Sorry, I was just laughing really hard. I walk in and immediately they're like, do you have a hysterectomy? And I was like, no. And they were like, okay, well, we need you to pee in a cup. And I was like, I'm on my period. And also my tubes are tied. They've been tied for like 13 years. And the nurse's like shoulders slouched and she was like, her tubes are tied. Like I was the first person, like I was the first woman that they had ever encountered with tied tubes, or maybe I was the first one to ever bring it up. And my first thought was like, is there something in my body that's gonna like cause issues with this? Because if there is, I've got piercings that I need to take out. And also I have fucking like shrapnel, like medical waste in my cervix, where when I was pregnant with the boys, they had to sew my cervix shut. So there's like a blue wire that my gynecologist can see whenever I get exams and stuff. But I was like, I'm on my period. Like I had a gynecologist appointment. I'm trying so hard not to laugh because it's so stupid. I had a gynecologist appointment like Monday or Tuesday, whenever the 5th was. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, I think. So like 2 days before that. And I was like, and I started the morning of that and I had to reschedule my appointment. Like, it's like, she's full blown. And they were like, okay, well, we're going to have you sign this piece of paper, like for liability reasons in case you are. So like nothing can happen to us. And I was like, trust me, I'm not, but I wasn't expecting that. That was literally like the moment that I was like, oh shit. Like, oh shit, like what's about to happen? Because up until that point, I was under the impression that I was just going to be put basically on a board and, you know, like a bed, like, you know what I mean? And strapped down and they were going to watch my vitals. That was what I was under the impression of. I had seen so many people online saying how shitty it was, but not really giving any detail about why it was shitty. And like I said, I just kind of assumed that it's because standing for long periods of time with POTS can really fucking suck. Yeah, that's not it at all. By the way, there's different procedures for different countries, and apparently the procedures can be different based on like what doctor ordered it, and this was ordered through a cardiology department. So it was basically torture was what it was. So they laid me down on this bed. They had me sign this like mountain of fucking paperwork saying please don't sue us if you're pregnant, even though I told them like my tubes have been tied, fried, and laid to the side for 13 fucking years. I had my tubes tied whenever I had Mr. D, and they had me sign a bunch of paperwork, and then they had me lay down, and they put like a blanket over top of me, a hospital blanket. It's like a thick sheet. And then they're like, okay, we're going to start your IV. And I was like, huh? I don't think they ever even used the IV on me. I don't know. And then they started taking my vitals in like 5-minute intervals, or if that's the word for it. I don't know if I fucking pronounced it right. But anyways, they were doing it in like 5-minute segments, which I thought it was like 3 minutes. But the problem was that the fucking blood pressure cuff kept like misreading. Like everything else, like the EKGs and everything that they were taking were working great, but my fucking blood pressure cuff wouldn't work. So they tilt me up and I'm at this angle like this. And I thought, okay, I was under the impression that I would be going, you know, that's what I thought. No, I laid down and then they put me up at like an angle like this where I was like slightly laid back. and they were watching my vitals like that, and I had to basically do two. They wanted me to be like that for 10 minutes. They wanted to do 2 5-minute cycles of that, but because the fucking blood pressure cuff wasn't working, I ended up standing up like that for 20 minutes. And they ended up bringing in this like separate machine thing and taking my blood pressure that way, and then just like manually typing it in, and the entire time I'm thinking, that was an option this entire time. By the way, I loved my nurse and the girl that was running the machine. I don't know if she was a nurse or some kind of tech or something like that. I absolutely adored them. We were just talking about anything, everything. They were super, super nice, super, super sweet. Basically, I was told, if you feel anything, let us know. Are your legs swelling? Are you getting a headache? Do you feel shaky? Like anything that you're feeling, we need you to report it to us so we can put it on your chart. Well, the thing that pissed me off was like I had this really, really sweet nurse. We were talking, she and I both have 2 boys. And then the girl that was like measuring me and doing the shit on the monitor thing was like super young. And we're all talking to each other, and this fucking girl kept coming in. This third girl kept coming in, and she just kept trying to talk to my nurse about raw milk and honey and all this shit. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm supposed to be telling her right now that my hands are swelling. And I feel like I'm going to interrupt your conversation if I try. And I felt so bad because like my nurse kept kind of trying to nudge her out the door, and she was like acting like annoyed that I was there. She was like tired. I mean, it was very like, you know how like a lot of time like holistic people are very right? It very much had the vibes of that. She was talking about like church and shit, and I'm thinking, you're making me very uncomfortable, and I need to be telling my nurse how I'm feeling right now, and you're making me feel like I'm rude for being here. You know what I mean? That was the only like bad interaction that I had the entire time I was there, was that this girl just kept coming into the room and talking to my nurse and the tech girl. I don't know if she was a tech or a nurse, about whole milk and honey and church and these watermelon ice cube things that she likes to make instead of drinking Crystal Light, because Crystal Light is full of chemicals and all this shit. And I'm sitting here thinking, I have pressure in my chest. Am I allowed to state that out loud yet? So I'm up, and they get two 5-minute rounds finally. After 20 minutes, they get 2 5-minute rounds of vitals and EKG and everything from me. And they're like, okay. They hold up this little cup. The nurse holds this little cup up to my mouth. She's like, I'm going to give you this nitro something. Hold on. Let me look up the name of nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin. Yeah, little tiny pill. And she has me put my head back, and she just kind of tosses it in my mouth. And she's like, you're going to let this dissolve under your tongue, and it could burn. And I was like, cool. It didn't burn. It just felt a little bit warm. And she was like, and then I'm going to put you all the way up, and you're going to let me know how you feel. And I was like, okay. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. Guys, just so you know, that shit is to purposely make you feel like you're going to pass out. It is to purposely trigger your symptoms. It is to put you in a position to feel like absolute ass so they can watch your vitals. And see what is happening to you. Basically, it is to trigger your POTS symptoms. So they give it to me, and oh, damn it, I fucked my eyebrow up. I pretty much instantly, which by the way, for me, it didn't burn. It just felt like a little bit warm. That was all. Pretty much instantly, ow, my head started getting a lot of pressure in it. And then I started getting a lot of pressure in my chest, and I was able to communicate that with them because the girl with the blue hat that had maple leaves all over it was out of the room. But anyways, I started to breathe weird, like literally kind of breathe like I was in labor. I was already having like labored breath when they set me up. When I was laying down, I could talk like normal, but like, the thing about me is if I'm like standing or walking or anything like that, which I guess you have to be standing to be walking. I really thought I was gonna get this eyebrow right, but whatever. Because this eyebrow looks so cute. Oh, don't pay attention to her. Don't look at her. She's the awful fucking wicked stepsister. What the hell? Anyways, I started feeling like my head was getting really, really heavy. Like, but I was trying to hold on for like as long as possible. By the way, this was like fucking instantly. This was like instantly, okay? Like as soon as the shit dissolved under my tongue, this shit was like instantly. I started feeling like I was gonna potentially start to feel like I was going to pass out, but I was like trying to push through it because I wanted them to get all the information that they needed to get. Like for some reason in my head, I was really, really terrified of them not being able to get enough information from me during the test, and them being like, yeah, the test is inconclusive, or you're gonna have to repeat the test or something like that, you know what I mean? So I was like terrified of that happening, so I'm like holding on, I'm trying to breathe through it. I was already kind of struggling to breathe from standing up, and also because I was being so chatty with like the girls in the room. So I was kind of I don't know how, like, you know that like weird breathing that you do when you think you're gonna be sick and you're trying like hell to not be sick. That was what I was doing. And the nurse is like standing directly in front of me, and she's looking at me, and she's like, if you think you're gonna pass out, I need you to tell me immediately. And I'm like, okay. The whole time feeling like I'm gonna fucking pass out, but I was trying so hard to like get them the information that I was like willing to push through it. I forgot to put this on, but that's okay because I'm not putting base makeup on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on. It's the Wet n Wild Cooling Hydra shit. I don't need help with depuffing, but I like the ingredients, so I use it anyway. And I have it, so why the fuck not? All of a sudden, like, no, I wish I could describe it. It felt like the fucking floor fell out from underneath me. Guys, this happened within 2 minutes. All of this is happening within a 2-minute time frame. Like, Epps and I checked out my my chart notes when I got home as soon as they were available. And there are timestamps where the girl watching the monitor was taking notes the entire time. And they gave me the nitro stuff at 8:20 a.m. and by 8:22, just shy of 8:23, I was laying down. They had to put me down. I wish that I could describe the feeling that I got. It was like this wave of like pressure, but also like lightness came over me. I was absolutely convinced that I was going to throw up. I started gagging. Like I started gagging like that, and the nurse like pops up with this green bag in front of my face, like one of those tube looking bags. It was green. And she looked at me and she was like, you are stark white. There is not a drop of color in your face right now. You are stark white. And then I started sweating profusely, and she was like, we're done. And they started laying me back, and it was like halfway down, my symptoms started to like alleviate. I don't know, is that the way to put it? And then by the time that they had me back on my back, they were like 75% better. It was fucking crazy. I for some reason want to put some of this on my eyelid. It's the NYX Buttermelt highlighter. I was gonna put powder, but I don't know, maybe we'll try highlighter tonight. Hopefully it doesn't eat my what's it called, my eyeliner. You know how sometimes like shit will go over top of your eyeliner and make it disappear. Hopefully it doesn't do that. But anyways, I started to feel better, but I started getting hot and sweating, and I started laughing, and I was like, honestly, I'm perimenopausal. This could have nothing to do with any of this. I could just be having a hot flash, you know, because I was very, very clammy. And my nurse looked at me and was like, you looked like a wax figure. You looked like a wax figure hanging there. And apparently, the reason that you have to be strapped in whenever you do this test is because there's a really good chance that your ass is going to fall forward. You're going to black out and fall. So they've got all these straps there to hold you in. Thankfully, my ass is not claustrophobic, but oh my God, I can't imagine being claustrophobic and trying to do that. Oh my God. I crave small spaces. Like, it's weird. I crave small spaces no matter how hot my bedroom is. I have to be burrowed under blankets and pillows. No matter how many hot flashes I'm having, I have to be burrowed under blankets and pillows. A sheet is not a fucking option to me at all. Never, period. It's not a fucking option to me. So, like, I got lucky in that respect. But I also, like, kept apologizing profusely because I didn't last that long. I was like, I'm sorry. They're like, this is all we needed to see. Like, you're fine. But I'm still terrified. And also, maybe I should get my wings on and then finish what I was going to say. Oh God, it's been a couple minutes. Anyways, when I was laying down after that, they had to watch my vitals for a little bit. And it was super sweet because my nurse came over. Sorry, I can't breathe. I had to get up. How dare I? My nurse came over with a cold washcloth and was like patting it on my face because I was sweating profusely. And they wouldn't let me set up until my vitals returned to baseline, like normal. And I started getting, you know, pink and peach in the face again. She was like, you were solid, like porcelain, scary, waxy white. They had me drink soda before I left. They offered me crackers or like pretzels. And I was like, no, I kind of don't want to push it because, you know, I just was gagging. But they had me sit up really slowly and drink like this little tiny can of soda before I could leave because for some reason I needed caffeine. They were like, oh, you need to get some caffeine in you. I don't know why they didn't really explain that to me, but yeah, they had me drink some soda and they watched my vitals for a little bit and then they took my IV out and I still have a fucking little bruise slash dot. I don't think I ever used it. And I think it's only there for like emergency reasons, like if you pass out, if they need to give you fluids or something, but like I was not preparing to get it. I hate getting fucking IVs, oh my God. And then they wheeled me out when my vitals returned to normal and Eps drove me home and I swear to God, I felt so fucking awful for the rest of the day. Like they warned me, like you're not gonna feel very good for at least 24 hours. Like you need to go home and go to bed. You need to go home and go to bed. And I was like, well, that's not going to be a problem for me because I didn't sleep last night. I don't think I slept at all. If I did, it was one of those half-ass sleeps where you're not even sure if you slept. So that's what I did all day yesterday was I just slept. It was kind of hard for me to fall asleep and I don't know why. I've read that like sometimes that shit gives people energy. It did not give me energy. I was fucking exhausted. I had the weirdest headache I've ever had. Like it was like, it felt like there was like cold liquid under my scalp, like on my brain, like on my skull. I don't know how else to describe it. What really, really sucked though was I kept feeling throughout the day like maybe I feel a little bit better. Maybe I can get up and do something. And then I would like sit up and instantly my body was like, no, bitch. You need to lay back down. Like I was going to sit up on my computer, like on my laptop in bed and try to play like a video game or something. No, I had absolutely no fucking appetite for the rest of the day. Like Eps kept trying to get me to eat or drink anything and I was just like, I don't feel like it. Like I don't feel like eating or drinking anything. I don't have the urge to at all. Like I don't feel hunger and I don't feel thirst and I don't know if it was just like I just felt so shitty. Cause you know like sometimes when you're sick, that's how you feel. Cause I can't fucking breathe. Ugh. I'm very tired today too. I'm going to be putting this on. I just got it. It's my OG favorite one. I just got it in the mail the other day. I'm going to put some on. Anyways, I'm very tired today too, and I don't know if it's because of yesterday or if it's because I started my beta blocker again. I'm not sure. Because the last time I started my long-acting beta blocker, I was knocked on my ass for like a solid 10 days. I was so unbelievably exhausted. It's not even funny. It's not at that point, but I'm very tired. I'm very, very tired. I slept 8 hours, which for me is a lot. God, I love this shit. I love it so much. It smells so nice and it looks so pretty. Anyways, I have to take some Pepto-Bismol because I dared to eat food a little bit ago, and now I'm fucking paying for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, which I did not intend to be its own video. I did not intend this video to be its own video, but apparently I had a lot to say, so oops. And I'm not gonna flip you off because I'm self-conscious of my nails. Anyways, bye.